What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and The Lion King live action film is coming out, and most of the stars are now on their media tours, which means they'll have to answer their share of deep lore questions as well as more absurd questions. And looks like Sky News has supplied us with some of the most ridiculous questions yet. Are Timon and Pumbaa more than just friends? Of course, interspecial relationships is a hot topic in Hollywood, and Disney movies, an important subject that we talk about with our kids. And they answer the question, of course. And before we get into that, I want to let everyone know that Exclusively Games, the website that you all made happen 6 months ago, is turning 6 months old. And we are selling 2 different custom designed t-shirts to keep things going. We are currently hoping to sell about 1,000 shirts. And if we do that, we'll be able to fund all of the content, the full-time editor, and the full-time news desk through the end of the year. The site is 100% ad-free, has a thriving forum and Discord, loads of articles coming out every day, and it is 100% non-profit, sponsored exclusively by all of you. I'm going to leave a link in the pinned comment. Please consider hopping over here. My goal is to get to 200 backers by the end of today. We currently have 78, and I promise I won't bug you too much about it, but I definitely want to come out of the gates strong so we can secure all of the articles for the Christmas and fall craziness. Now, Sky News, of course, asks the question that is more annoying to me than any question existing in Hollywood right now. To be very clear, I have no issues, qualms, concerns with who people choose to spend their time with. As the age-old adage goes, love is love, and that's great. But there seems to be this weird push in Hollywood where friendship is not even a thing that can happen anymore. If 2 men are friends, well, then they must be lovers. If 2 women are friends, well, they must also be lovers. We saw this in Captain Marvel with her friend, and we see this now with apparently Timon and Pumbaa. I feel like I said Simba earlier, but I can't remember now. Timon and Pumbaa, they're just great friends, but nope. No. Of course, they must be lovers, and according to Sky News, apparently have, had a mystery baby. Thankfully, my faith in humanity has been restored by all of these amazing replies. Does every fictional character have to be in a relationship? In current year, 2 males can't just be friends. I would say this applies to females too. Why does everything have to be about this? The LGBTQ community, 2 outcast men and best friends raising a child together in the jungle. Totally not gay. I mean, why does it matter so much is my question. If Disney wants to create characters that are in these types of relationships, fine. I'm almost like, okay, fine, whatever. But the fact that the media can't stop, like, essentially forcing this on everybody is absurd to me. And of course, the reviews for The Lion King are in, and they are not very good, posting a 5.3 on IMDb and 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. But again, it's just really the conversation around, can't 2 people just be friends? Apparently not, according to Sky News. Now, in Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen's defense, it would appear to me that they are just answering a reporter's question. Okay, so that's where my interest starts and ends.
As gay operation. We're gonna name him Fred. They're certainly not written as gay characters.
They do have a baby at the end.
What was that?
They do have a baby at the end.
That's true, and we don't know where that baby comes from. Also, with that interspecies, is that even
I don't
allowed?
even know. Yeah, I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, whether or not interspecial relationships are allowed, I suppose, is probably what the next thing Hollywood will be obsessed with. But again, it's a fictional universe. I think if you wanted to do that, I legitimately have no issue with it. But again, I mean, is worrying about this type of thing in children's movies like really that important? How about the fact that the movie stunk? How about the fact that Disney appears to be out of ideas and they're just rehashing everything in terms of live action films?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
either.
an unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
But I think what they instead of having these, I mean, I'm gay and Nathan Lane's gay, so it's interesting when a straight actor does a role, no one's like, that character must be straight. But because
That's a fair point that Billy's making, you know, that if somebody is, you know, openly gay and they voice a character, then the question, for whatever reason, is that character also, which is absurd, and he's right to point that out, I think.
Nathan and me, they're like, oh, Timon must be gay, you know, which is not to say he's not gay. I don't know. You'll have to ask the writers. It's not like specified in the script, but it would be cool to see more openly LGBT characters in family entertainment and animated films, so we don't have to have annoying discussions about like whether Bert and Ernie are gay or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just make him gay.
Just make him gay or not.
Yeah.
But like, let us know.
I think I pretty much agree with Billy here. Either they are or they're not. But again, I'm curious why this is even a question and why it's so important to news media. Oh yeah, because it gets likes and retweets on Twitter. Because then you get articles. A throwaway question in a throwaway interview with a garbage news place, Sky News, has now spawned many articles. Billy Eichner wants more LGBTQ characters in animated movies. In an interview with BuzzFeed News, apparently they asked about it too. I grew up doing musical theater. Eichner told BuzzFeed that I was on track. You know, I think that Hollywood is obsessed with this, and it's weird to me. It really is. So we can stop arguing about Bert and Ernie. Like, I'm actually with this take on Bert and Ernie, to be honest with you, too. Like, okay, fine, if they are, fine. But why do people even need to know? Why does the media so worried about this in terms of, I mean, essentially children's movies, children's shows? I know that there's a section of my audience who are parents, and there is this prevailing theory that, you know, just like any other agenda pushing, there is, this is one section of it. And whether or not you want your kids, you know, having to have this conversation with your kids when they're 5 years old at a Lion King movie, is that something that parents really want to deal with? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a parent. I don't think that a toddler watching a cartoon is the right time to have this conversation. But maybe there really isn't any right time at all. You know, fans of Billy on the Street and difficult people already know Billy Eichner is one of the smartest and funniest men in show business. I don't know about all that. But his role in The Lion King will introduce the comedian to a whole new audience. Eichner voices the meerkat, Timon, best friend, and constant thorn in the side of Pumbaa. Crooner and such iconic songs as You Can Feel the Love Tonight and Hakuna Matata. The character was famously originated by openly gay actor Nathan Lane 5 years before coming out publicly. And The Advocate, again, IndieWire's making the claim here that because the person that voiced the character is gay, then they are gay. I guess I don't know. This is exactly what Billy Eichner is saying not to do, right? I'm glad the director, Jon Favreau, kept the tradition of Timon and Pumbaa being played by a gay actor. What? Tradition? What? I mean, couldn't it just be a coincidence? I don't understand. I mean, has the director come out to say that this is a thing? I haven't seen that anywhere. I don't know that if something happens once or even just twice that it makes it a tradition. In the original Lion King, many people read antagonist Scar, Jeremy Irons, with his limp paw and sardonic British drawl as being coded as queer. This is the problem I have. While Eichner certainly understands the impulse, he sees one way to settle the debate once for all, and saying that people have to sort of search out for the closeted gay character. Besides, there were no openly gay characters. Why are you coding people anyway, then? You know, that makes it... When you talk about having characters in children's movies that are coded or like secretly like this, that only fuels the flames of people saying that this is a crazy agenda and that they're trying to turn all the kids onto this, and it's weird. I agree with Billy, like either make them that or don't, but why are you being secretive about it? Is Scar just Scar? I mean, why do we have to have these conversations about Bert and Ernie? You know, as for Timon and Pumbaa, Eichner says the characters are not gay, citing the ethical complications of interspecial relationships. That's what we need to be talking about when a new Disney movie comes out. It's whether or not the animals are sleeping together and what's going on in their personal lives. But that's modern day media for you, and this will certainly spawn many more articles, and articles that don't need to exist, topics that aren't relevant at all to whether or not the movie's good. But this is the state of modern day media, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed having a laugh. Lord help us all in this clown world. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.